Let's get it. So we are finally here for the first episode of Sister Wives in season 18. And I have to tell you that I know a lot of things didn't necessarily happen in this first episode. I really didn't expect it to, just because they have to set the stage before they burn it all down. And I think that one of the things that I like to pull from this episode, because for those not familiar, I like to tap a lot of what we see in reality shows to broader messaging or broader observations as far as human nature is concerned. One of the things that I noticed about this particular episode was the power of association. And I say that in the sense that the relationship between Christine and Janelle, I feel, is going to be a cornerstone and a major mover for how this season kind of turns out and how it shapes up. So the relationship between the two of them, I think, is a very positive relationship. It demonstrates the power of that positive association and how having somebody in your corner can make all the difference in the world. Now, the very big difference, because like I said, a lot of people I don't think really focus on the people that they spend their time with and the people that they associate with and the people they choose to spend time with. Because when you look at it, for good or for worse, for better or for worse, the people that you spend the most time with and you do that time investment with, they'll shape your reality. So in a sense of traditional polygamous, or I'll even give you the stretch of saying the bigoted polygamous position, bigoted view of polygamy, that you'll be trapped in these cult-like families where if you try to leave that family, you'll be shunned and embarrassed, you'll be cut off from all your resources in your family, your friends, and the people you've grown accustomed to, your community, and you will be made to feel alone and punished by trying to leave. This is illustrated in the Brown family. When Meri was catfished, or she was considering leaving the Brown family, she was embarrassed, humiliated, she was drug out, she was cut off essentially from the rest of the family. Now, they couldn't cut her off financially because she was tied into the TV show and she had her own thing going. But typically, in these types of families where they don't have access to a TV show, it's easy for you to cut her off financially. It's easy if you isolate that wife or that person. I won't even just limit it to wives, because guys get caught up in this too, where they're with a female who will tell them that they don't want them to have friends or whatever the case may be. They isolate you. And once you're isolated, they can control who you hang out with. And when you try to step out of line, you try to get too big for your britches, you try to raise up, you try to improve yourself, it's easy for them to look to your friends and the people that they've surrounded you with and say, look, if you try to step outside this box, we're going to punish you. If you try to leave the family, the group, or whatever the case may be, you will be cut off from the rest of the group. And in some cases, a good amount of cases, especially in the polygamy lifestyle, you'll be cut off from all finances because everybody's money is wrapped up in the family. So it's very difficult for you to separate your investment in the family. So you saw that with Meri. The counterpoint to that would be when Christine left. And this is part of the reason why Kody and the rest of the family was so angry with Janelle for maintaining that friendship and supporting Christine in her decision to leave. Because had she not supported Christine in her decision to leave, then Christine she probably wouldn't have stayed because she was already out the door. But it would have helped with that punishment aspect. It would have made Christine second guess herself. And this is one of the dangers that when I said, when I found out about the catfish, even before I started watching the show, that would be a danger for the rest of the family, because once they realize that you can leave, then it becomes a possibility. And once it becomes a possibility, then it can become a reality. And again, this goes back towards the whole idea of association. When you associate with people, there's a normalization that occurs with that association. So, for instance, if you have a friend and you're coming up and you're in high school or college and all of your friends who are in the same social position you're in all have houses, then it's completely normal for you to go out and try to get yourself a house. There's nothing extraordinary about it. If all your friends around you have kids, then it's not extraordinary for you to go out and get pregnant. It's just the way it kind of works. Like, you can normalize the most ridiculous situation, and unfortunately, with the human condition, we can normalize ourselves to terrible conditions and terrible situations. So, like, you can be oppressed, like in, I won't say like in a Brown family, but like in some polygamous families, you could be an oppressed person, but feel like you're winning, feel like you're getting ahead. So there's that. As I start to talk about this issue, I would first ask that if you guys are getting anything from the video, that you consider giving me a thumbs up to let me know that you're enjoying it. Leave a comment down below so you can let me know how you feel about what I'm saying and whether you agree, disagree, whether you want to add to it, whatever the case may be. And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, what are you doing? It's easy to do. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notification. It helps the channel out, helps me out, and hey, who doesn't want to help a brother out? So go ahead and give me that HBO special, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications, and you will be notified when I upload new videos. I always stumble over that, in case you didn't know. But I also plan to go live. My computer just got bricked, so I lost all the work that I put in to try to make that happen. But we are not going to quit. So get that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notification, because I plan on going live come hella high water very soon. So there's that. Now, when I talk about the positives and the negatives, when you have a positive person in your life, they support you. They want things for you that you want for yourself. They want you to be happy. And when you have that type of support system, it makes all the difference in the world. That's what Christine and Janelle have with each other. They have somebody who will want for them the things that they want for themselves, and even if it's to their own detriment. When Christine was talking about leaving the family, Janelle was very supportive of Christine leaving the family because she understood that her friend wasn't happy. Even though her leaving the family meant that she can't hang out with Christine the way she wanted to hang out with Christine. She wanted for Christine what Christine wanted for herself, even if it meant that she can't be a part of Christine's daily life anymore. And she was fine with that. That's the earmark of a true friend. Now, when we look at the converse side of that, and the converse side, of course, is Kody and the Crab Crew. And for those not familiar, there's a concept of called crabbing, the crabs in a bucket. And basically what it is, you know, if I can't have it, you can't have it either. That's the type of mentality. And there's an old saying that if you take a bucket, a shallow bucket, you put a crab in it, it'll crawl its way out and it'll go off to freedom. But if you take that same bucket and you take that same crab and you add a few other crabs in that same bucket, none of the crabs will ever get out. Because as a crab will try to climb out of the bucket, the other crabs will pull that crab right back into the bucket so they can all suffer together. And if the crab persistently tries to crawl out of the bucket, eventually the crabs will attack it and disable it and hobble it so it can't get out of the bucket anymore. And then after a while, you just have crab soup. Now, the only person who really benefits from this scenario is the person who owns the bucket. And for the most part, that's why I say, you know, Kody and people like Kody benefit from this type of situation. You have a scenario where you keep the wives all engaged in fighting with one another, doing a whole bunch of infighting, so that they never realize that if they actually take time to try to understand each other, sympathize with each other, and show compassion to one another, they can actually make everybody's life better. But instead, you have a bunch of people who are only looking out for their own best interest. And because they're only looking out for their own best interest, it's not enough, especially in Robyn's case, it's not enough that she wins, but everybody else must lose. So you have a crab in a bucket scenario, which is why I call Kody the Crab King. Okay, Kody is the Crab King because he is the one who is kind of pulling the strings, and he benefits from this discord that occurs in his family. And the funny part about it is he's going to spend all this season, and he already started in season 1. I got another video coming out just specifically talking about Kody, so look for that. Again, subscribe to the channel so you'll see it, you'll be notified. But Kody is sitting there cupcaking the whole time, crying and, oh and I was so under pressure because I got sick and it was so terrible. And he's expecting his sympathy because it's all about him. And so he's not the hard patriarch that he tries to hold himself out to be. This dude's a cupcake. And because he's not really sweet and delicious, I'm going to go ahead and call him a crab cake. Kody is the crab cake king, okay? Because he is directing this scenario where they insistently tear each other down. They don't support one another. And then the craziest part is he doesn't understand why nobody wants to be a part of this situation. Nobody wants to be in the family. Everybody is separate. Everybody is divided. Now, one of the key things to me was that when you watch certain shows, there's a scene that will lay out exactly what's going to happen. What is the quintessential nature of certain relationships, certain situations? For me, the quintessential scene that I think can illustrate the relationship between Janelle and Christine was when Christine found out that Janelle was going to build her house because she had house plans for out in Coyote Pass. Again, Christine doesn't benefit from this at all. She doesn't get anything from Janelle building a house. She doesn't have anything to do with Coyote Pass anymore, but she's excited for her friend. Let's take a look at the clip, and we'll talk about it on the other side.
The building, how's it going? You're still gonna...
No, I have my plans.
For your house? Yeah.
Look how excited she is.
Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. Are you excited?
Yes.
When do you think you're gonna break ground and stuff? Any ideas?
Spring probably.
No, really?
Yeah, and then it takes about, for these little houses, like 6 months, 9 months.
Now, as you could tell from the scene, Christine gets nothing from Janelle building this house on Coyote Pass. In fact, Christine doesn't own any parts of Coyote Pass anymore. She basically gave her rights to Kody and Robyn and walked away from that entire project, that entire debacle. So she doesn't get anything from the improvement of land out there on Coyote Pass. But she knows this is something that Janelle is excited about doing. And we know that she knows because in season 16, I think it was 16, where Janelle had first talked about buying a trailer and moving out to Coyote Pass so that she could get ready to start building a house so she can be out there. At that point, Janelle bought the trailer. Christine went out to see the trailer. She knew she couldn't live in the trailer, but she knew Janelle was excited about being on this land, and she was excited for her friend. She went about and raved and talked about how cool the trailer was and how awesome it was, trying to encourage her friend. And if there was a question of whether she thought it was a good idea or not, I'm sure she went back and told her that too. And that's a key part because you just don't want people who are going to be on your side all the time. Oh man, I got your back and I'm just going to support everything you do. No, you want people who are going to be honest with you. And those by giving you that constructive criticism, that constructive advice. Hey man, that's not a good idea. Hey man, you should do this. Hey man, that's a bad idea. You can get yourself in trouble. Those are the kind of associations you want to have. Now, there's a direct contrast between how Christine, the positive influence and association that Janelle has versus the negative influence that the Crab Crew had. Now, when Janelle presented her idea or her plans to the Crab Crew, which was a meeting specifically designed in season 17, where Janelle was going to come out to the Meri's house and she was specifically going to show the plans. That was the purpose of the meeting. Watch what happens when she starts to say, hey guys, want to see my plans? Watch the reaction of the Crab Crew.
You guys want to see my house plans?
You guys have all seen this, right? The lots. 1,
Here
2,
come
3,
Kody.
4, 5. There we go.
But are we leaving that the same that was already decided then? When there was 5 of us? There was 4 of us.
Yeah, I still want to get 5 lots.
Okay.
Because we can and we should. We can build something on there and have a rental property.
Now keep in mind, first, when Janelle revealed that she brought her plans and she was excited about showing the plan, you could see the difference between the excitement that Christine had versus the, yeah, I guess, from Robyn. Like, that's not excitement. That's not, yeah, man, let's get you in a house. Because you're the only one here that's not in a house. Let's get you in a house, girl. Let's get you on our level. And not even on our level, because Robyn's still sitting in a $2,000 or $2 million home. And, you know, even though Meri was renting a large home in Flagstaff, she had bought and she owns property in Utah, Lizzie's Inn or whatever that she had. So both of these ladies are sitting there with property. Kody owns property. His name is on Robyn's property. And Meri owns her own property. So the only person sitting there without a house or any property is Janelle. And the excitement that they showed was ridiculous. There was no excitement there. There was no, oh, I'm excited to see your plans, girl. Let's see what you got. No, I don't want to see your plans, because ultimately, even when Kody started to throw the distraction in about, hey, you guys seen this 5 lots that we had talked about ad nauseum that we want to build on Coyote Pass and that Janelle really doesn't care about, because ultimately, what the way she designed her house and the placement of her house could stand whether they readjust the lots, whether they leave the lots the same. It doesn't affect her home or her home building. Unless, of course, they don't want her to build on the property, which is kind of where I suspect. I suspect they don't want her to build there, which is why they want to distract her away from and discourage her from building. And they try to send her off to buy new houses so that she doesn't have the money to build on Coyote Pass. Because Kody, I think Kody and Robyn were stealing Coyote Pass from them, stealing Coyote Pass from the family. That's my opinion. That's my view. And I have videos to back that up, or at least videos to back up my position and my opinion. But with that being said, there was no excitement. There was no, oh man, well, let's see your thing. And the way it turned out, even though they were there to talk about and be presented with Janelle's home build plans, they wanted to turn this meeting into getting a pledge of allegiance from Janelle. They wanted to turn this meeting into, Janelle, you have to turn your back on Christine because you can no longer be her friend. Let's see what happens when Janelle decides that, you know what, I'm done. I don't want to bad talk Christine. Obviously, you guys don't want to look at my house and you want to talk about a whole bunch of stuff that don't mean nothing. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here because this was a waste of my time. And let's see what happens when Kody tries to reel her in. And again, think punishment, think shunning when Kody does what he does.
All right, well, I got to go get Savannah.
I'm out.
I'd like
I guess we can see your plans at another time.
Oh,
Savannah
shucks.
can wait for just a few minutes. I told her I was going to be a little late.
Watch Cody's face.
Oh, boy, okay.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy, okay. That's what I'm talking about, the Crab King. Oh, Crab Cake Kody. Like, you can't be happy for your people. And I've heard where folks, other, you know, some of my constituents, some of my my compatriots have said on YouTube, have said that, you know, it was an important conversation to have. Yeah, it was an important conversation to have, but that wasn't the time to have that conversation. Because like I said, you can't, it's very difficult and it's off-putting that we're going to have a conversation about your feelings when I'm not getting my needs met. And that's where Janelle was. You can't have a, hey, let's come together as a family to have this conversation when my needs aren't being met. Janelle or Robyn is okay. Her needs are being met. Meri, her needs aren't being met, but she doesn't want to bring up her part of it and what she has going on. And the way that Kody is treating her, again, this is because of the normalization of the bad treatment. Robyn is sitting there normalizing Meri's relationship with Kody. There's nothing normal about that. Again, the power of association. If Robyn was in fact Meri's friend, Robyn would have told Meri to pack a bag and go ahead and hit the road. Because it's not going to work out. Kody is not coming back. Kody is not your friend. When you come over here to see Kody, I'm here. And when you see the new episode, when Meri shows up to the house and Robyn's out there talking that nonsense that nobody knows what the hell she's talking about, she's talking to Meri about Janelle. I want Janelle to come back so we can all be friends and we can build a relationship, and we got to get Janelle basically away from Christine because we got to make Kody feel better. But she's not saying, hey, Meri, let me go in here and talk to Kody to see if I can get you guys to go out on a date, get you guys to have a conversation. Let me see if I can hook you guys back up, because she doesn't give a damn about what Meri wants. Because at the end of the day, the Crab Crew, they can only see the benefit of the family as far as their own interests are being served. Meri comes around because she wants to be involved with Kody. So she hangs out with Robyn because that's a pathway she feels that she has towards getting back in with Kody. Robyn hangs out with Meri because that's a pathway, somebody that she can use to try to hold the family together, what's left of the family, and she wants to try to use Meri to finagle Janelle into coming back to the family so that they can continue to support, Janelle can continue to support the family and continue to contribute her share of the TLC money as well as any other money that she has coming in to the family and helping to pay those bills, helping to pay off Coyote Pass. That was a big thing that Kody was trying to do as far as Janelle was concerned. That's why he's so interested in making sure that she sticks around. He's not interested in Janelle. He's not interested in Meri. And I don't even really think he's interested in Robyn, to be honest with you. Kody is interested in having his needs met. And if his needs are being met and he has to use these ladies to have his needs met, he's okay with it. And if he feels like these ladies are trying to get out or they're trying to escape, he'll pull their asses back into the bucket. And that, my friends, is the power of association. That's my take. I'm James. This has been My Take on Reality, and I'm out. 'Cause I've been living life.